Hello, this is the awesome tree I'm going to tell a story from today. Hello, tree. This is the corner that I'm going to nestle into. I'm just going to do that now and tell you this story. Hi. You all know this story. This story is seeping through our culture for thousands of years, and with the help of Katie Kleinjans and Tiffany Bear and Gussie Hardman and Rosie Foy, this is a new version of the story, and I really hope that it's rich for you. Once there was a delicious little girl. She was great. Everyone loved her. She was full of life and full of fun. And funnily enough, there was someone that she got on with really, really well, and that was her grandmother. They had a lot in common, you know. Her mum was always telling her to do things like this and do things like that and tidy this up and tidy that up. And when she did things, sometimes her mum just felt really embarrassed about the things that she'd done or wanted her to behave in a certain way. But Gran, you know, she'd seen it all before, so she wasn't so worried about it. And she knew, she just got her, you know, she just got her. And she knitted her this red cap. That suited her so well that she wouldn't wear anything else, and people started calling her Little Red Cap. And one day, Little Red Cap was at home, and she was bored, and she was kind of following her mum around. She didn't know what to do, and her mum kept making suggestions, and she was going, no, I don't want to do that, no, I don't want to do that. And in the end, her mum was like, you know, I just can't think straight, you're really in my way, and I've got loads to do. I've got to take all this stuff to your grandmother. Oh, she thought, you're a big girl now. You could go across the path to the woods. I know you haven't done it before, but you're big enough now, you're old enough now. You could take this basket with cakes and wine to grandmother through the woods, don't go off the path, and give them to her, because she hasn't been very well. And this wine, it's fortified with many herbs, and this cake is rich with fruit, and it'll really bring her round. So give them to her now. Would you do that for me, Little Red Cap? Yes, said Little Red Cap. Of course I will. But go out by myself, Yes, said Mum, but please, promise me again that you won't go across the path. You won't leave the path. And Little Red Cap picked up the basket and was like, yeah, okay, and she dashed for the door. But her mother called her back. And Little Red Cap, promise me. Don't go poking about in her home as soon as you get there. Will you promise me that? And Little Red Cap was like, yeah, of course. And off she went down the steps. And when she got to the bottom of the steps, her mum was like, Little Red Cap, promise me. Don't ask her if she's got you a present. At least not the first thing you say. Please just don't ask if she's got you a present. Okay, said Little Red Cap, assuming her very best. I'll do everything you say. Expression on her face. And off she went. Now the woods were beautiful. Dark and light at the same time. Leaves unfurling and unfolding, blooms pushing up through the earth. And immediately, Red Cap began to feel relaxed and open and free. She hadn't been walking for very long when a wolf saw her. He thought, this morsel smells delicious. Let me find a little bit more out about her. So the wolf approached Little Red Cap. And because she didn't know what a terrible creature he was, she wasn't afraid of him. Hello, Little Red Cap. Morning, wolf. And where are you going on this sunny, sunny day? I'm going to see my grandmother. She's not been very well, so I've got wine and I've got cake, and I'm going to take them to her. And it's my first time out by myself, and I've been allowed because my mum trusts me. Thought the wolf, she will make a juicy morsel. But if I'm wily, I can have her grandmother too. And he looked at Red Cap with his twinkling eyes. And he said, Red Cap, look around you. Do you not see that the forest floor is full of blooms? And he picked a flower and showed it to Redcap. "Smell," he said. "Each one a different scent, each one more tempting than the rest." Redcap looked around, and the flowers, they seemed to be smiling innocently up at her. And she thought to herself, "Well, I'll pick some of these, and that'll be lovely for Grandmother. It'll be something from me." And she wandered off the path and into the woods, each flower more beautiful than the rest. And before she knew it, she had wandered deeper and deeper into the woods. But the wolf ran straight and fast and all the way to Grandmother's house and knocked on the door. "Lift the latch. I'm too weak to come and open the door," said Grandmother. So the wily old wolf lifted the latch and he went in to Grandmother's home, gobbled her up in a second. And then he put on her nightgown and he put on her bed cap and he snuggled up in her big, warm bed. It wasn't long when the sun began to drop in the sky and the woods was getting darker, Redcap noticed. And as soon as the woods began to get a little bit dark, she thought to herself, I better go straight back to the path and to Grandmother's or I'll be late. So she did just that. And she knocked on Grandmother's door. Lift the latch. I'm too poorly to get up," said the grandmother, who was really the wolf. Little Redcap innocently went in to the house. Grandmother was in bed. She did look poorly. My, Grandmother, how your whiskers have gone grey with this illness." "Oh," said Grandmother, "I am grey with cold. Come, take off your clothes and snuggle into bed with me. I think I shall feel much better." So innocently Redcap took off her clothes and got into bed with the wolf. And just as she was about to open the sheets, a feeling in her belly, a tick, a click, a movement, said to her, "No, don't do this." But she looked around. She was at Grandmother's house and everything was safe, so she didn't think anything of it. And she got into bed and snuggled up with Grandmother, who was really the wolf. As she got closer, she saw the big ears coming out from the cap of Grandmother. "Oh, Grandmother, what big ears you have!" And the feeling came back, the something's not right feeling. But Grandmother said hastily, "All the better to hear you with, my dear." Little Redcap snuggled in. Grandmother smiled. "Oh, what big eyes you have, Grandmother." And the bulging yellow eyes, they looked at her and they had a feeling of warning, but Redcap, she took no notice. "All the better to see you with, my dear." And the grandmother, who was really the wolf's smile, got bigger and wider until her pointed, drooling teeth were clearly visible. "Oh, Grandmother, what big teeth you have! All the better to..." But there was a sound. Boom, 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 boom. It's I, your grandmother. Listen, listen. It's I, your grandmother. Listen, listen. And Redcap listened. "Get out of the way. Get out, you are prey. Get out, get out, get out of the way." Quick as a flash, Redcap smiled and said, "I need a wee." "Oh, no," said the wolf, "I hadn't finished. But I really need a wee," said Little Redcap. I'm not going to go anywhere. You hold on to this little thread from my cap. And the wolf greedily snatched it. Go on then, hurry. Well, that was when Little Redcap knew that it was not her grandmother at all, as the precious cap unravelled as Redcap went to the toilet. Grandmother would never do that, she thought, and she walked straight past the loo and to the back of the house and ran out, tying the end of the red thread to the tree. And she ran and she ran and she ran and she screamed and she made as much noise as she could. And she was heard by Polly, the woodcutter. And Polly, the woodcutter, was walking past and sniffed. Your house smells of wolf, Grandmother, she thought. I'll go in and take a look. And she went in and she saw the wolf dressed as Grandmother. Oh, not again, she said. Wolf, come on. And she went out and she picked some herbs and she made the wolf eat the bitter root. She said, come on, get it down you. And the wolf was like, no, it's disgusting, it's disgusting. Come on, eat it, eat it. And so the wolf ate the bitter herb and then out Grandmother popped from the wolf's mouth, totally whole. Now, wolf, said the woodcutter, we've got to find ways to honour and share our times in the wood. She didn't keep to the path, said the wolf. Well, let's talk about that later, said Polly the woodcutter. And the wolf went out and howled at the moon. And Polly went and collected enough firewood to make a big roaring fire for the grandmother so that she could have her cakes and drink her wine by a fire. And Little Redcap went home safely. So, that's our story for the week. Wasn't sure then. She just turned out to be Polly in the moment. Not sure about making the woodcutter a man. Yeah, a woman. Thinking that, going to introduce some really gorgeous male characters into the stories next week, and just in case anyone's missing some of those gorgeous men that we can have in stories. All right, I hope you have sweet dreams this evening and a really great week. Bye-bye.